How do you get the wow factor for your event? How do you light a crowd on fire? How do you move, excite, and motivate your audience? You get Lynn Rose, who's the perfect combination of charming and crowd-pleasing, quick thinking on her feet, and committed to making your evening flow effortlessly. When you want a fabulous keynote speaker to energize your people and motivate them to perform at their highest level, that answer is Lynn Rose.
It's enough to build one school. And we're standing firm that we want to build 2 schools. Yes? I know I did some work in Sudan with refugees, and I remember as we were driving away, we were building schools there, and a little 3-year-old girl in tattered clothes coming out of a hut came out and looked after our Jeep like this. And I looked at her, and it made me think of the woman who even brought us there, who had gotten out of the refugee camps, got an education, came to the States, built a business, sold it all to be able to then give back to her own people. And I thought that little girl could have been this woman who is now what she accomplished. And I thought, oh my gosh, how many thousands of doctors, lawyers, musicians, entrepreneurs are there out there if they could only be given a chance? If they could just be given an education.
Wouldn't you agree? Everything we've been through, every choice, even if it's been mistakes, even if it's been things we regretted, but everything has led us right up to this moment now. And how amazing to celebrate, to collaborate, and to create together right here in this weekend with these amazing souls, everyone together right now. And what's really going to elevate us forward now, as we move forward and step fully into all of who we are, as Ellie says, blossom as Braveheart women, is by embracing everything exactly as it happened, and now move forward with whatever way we choose with all of who we are.
Fun stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, I know one of your missions in life is to get people to know that their voice matters. How do you do that? Why is that important to you? How do you do it?
Well, and I think with social media, I mean, we have such an opportunity. As we know, social media has been amazing. The silent investor of Twitter had asked me to create a song around Twitter. And so I created one. I decided to make it about, let's use our voice for good. Tweet the change you wish to see in the world. And it's a really fun, playful song. And I'm so passionate about people knowing that your voice matters. We can bring our voices together. So I think we're going to show.
Yeah, we got a little clip.
Oh, wow.
Woo! Wow, that's cool.
Yes.
Nice. Isn't that great? And that really has made a difference. I mean, people start tweeting, right?
We're going to do a little tweet move. Tweet, 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 tweet. Yeah, anyway. But I found my way back, and now it's like I want everyone to know that feeling of not locking away those parts of yourself, to know that your voice matters, to be able to share your voice powerfully, and I mean not voice, which sure that, but I mean who you are.
You can make life either a series of wows, which is what you do, or you can make life a series of woes. But the power to wow all comes down to 2 things: your attitude and your actions. But for everybody, what just happened, no matter what your level of participation is, we just woke up yourselves. We just energized yourselves. We just raised your hemoglobin level. And that, to me, is what a wow is really about. WOW is an acronym, W-O-W, for without walls. Without walls. And what's possible when we can dissolve those barriers to our connection that stand in the way of our aliveness, our fun, what's possible, through the power of wow and how you show up. That is perfect. So you got a theme song. So think about for yourself, what would people say is your theme song, right? And how you show up. And change it if it's not serving you and others. Just what happens is we think sometimes this is just who we are, but it's like a Pandora channel. There's every type of feeling and music out there. And maybe if it comes up, like you got something angry and something happened and made you frustrated, you don't have to stay hooked into it. You can just change the channel, right? But can you imagine you got that hard rock going on and it's screaming in your head, rah! And if you're holding on to that channel, do you think you can be productive? Do you think you might be motivating to the teens? So it's a good idea to change the channel. Change your tune, you can change your results. Change your tune, you change your results. And why might that be important? Because as we saw up here with the awards, as we see with the spirit that you guys bring, you matter. You matter. In the smallest of ways, in the hugest ways, every day you're making impact. And even the smallest of ways, they count. Because those small hinges swing open huge doors. Small hinges can swing open huge doors. And you have an opportunity to use your franchise, and it sounds like you are, as a way of changing lives, as a way of touching lives. It's so moving. Raise your hand because you don't want to give power to that thought. Yeah, that you may have that observation and you may be completely justified in how you feel because that's what's showing up. But if you stay stuck in continuing to think about it that way, you might continue to create some of that because there is an opportunity here. You guys came up here and said the words and said how it's been life-changing and you are touching lives with what you provide. And there's another thing that you can bring to the table, a way to play. And that is AAA, what I call AAA. And that's not just to the teens, but to the mothers, to the customers, everywhere else in life. And the AAA is awesome acts of appreciation. Yeah. Awesome acts of appreciation. Yeah. So look for opportunities where you can appreciate where they're showing up, acknowledge where they're stepping up, acknowledge when they're making changes, when they're getting better. And that's going to bring more of that to life. You never get nothing like you know, wow guy, you gotta change your ways and get real wild. I'm gonna tell you something, won't tell you no lie. Wow, jumpers, the only jumpers that really you find, cause wow, jumpers don't worry, they never get the blues. You're put in this position that are well on your own. Thank you. Hang there. And to Mark, we appreciate you and your co-founders for creating this franchise that is obviously touching so many lives and continuing the ripple effect. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Now, we all want that wow of a life. We want a wow of a conference this afternoon, right? And for me, the real wow is when we're able to experience life without walls. When we're able to move beyond the barriers that stand in our way of the connection between our joy, our dreams, and our life. Or if it comes into like, it's too soon, it's too late. It's too soon, it's too late. And then you get like just overwhelmed with this whole circulation of these voices and you're focusing on them and you're being run by them. When you could just channel all that energy into the direction you want to go and take a little step with your focus. And even if it's not the right step, which is another voice, what if it's not the right step? I got to get it right. But even if it's not the right step, then you'll know, then you'll go to the next direction, which will then point you to the other direction, which will then point to the other direction. Eventually, you'll get there. And you don't want to feel like you have to make the voices of the critic go away before you take that next step. No, it's a matter of whether you choose to focus on that inner critic or focus onto who you really are. Because that is not you. They are imposters with no power. the only power they get is through the focus we give them. So it's so important that we redirect our focus. We play with it, we redirect our focus, and then take that action. All right, so shall we play with this, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, all right, great. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Right over here, he's dancing again. Sugoi. We are not defined by our circumstances or our past. We are defined by the choices that we make right now, right here and now, the choices that we make for our future. And I see time and time again the conversation that comes up about, am I good enough? Who am I? Is this landing? Is this okay? Is this enough? Anyone ever have that go off in your head? My hand's up. No one else has it. That one thing that you have to really share with the world and to honor that, because it can only be expressed through you. That's why it's our duty to do everything we can, to be diligent, to free ourselves up from anything that may stand in the way of becoming who we're meant to become and living the lives we're meant to live.